So 2020 is looking like it could be an interesting year in cinema. And here is my top 20 list of movies I'm most looking forward to coming out in 2020. And these are in no particular order. So we've got, first off, The Gentleman. Now this is Guy Ritchie's new gangster drama thriller. And I mean, I'm down to watch anything this guy does that is of the gangster genre. That's the stipulation, because he's made a few stinkers over the years when he's veered away from what he knows best. So The Gentleman looks like it's right back to business for him, the exact formula he knows well, with a great all-star cast, and I'm assuming it's going to have a hell of a lot of witty dialogue and brilliant British humour thrown in the mix. So I'm looking forward to that one a lot. And then we got Underwater coming in next, which is a surprisingly, it looks like a really good horror thriller, and the surprise is it's got Kristen Stewart in it. Now, I've said before that she's a damn good actress. She's been in a lot of shit, that's all, like Twilight and that. But I've seen her in one or two movies that I didn't particularly like the movie, but her acting was really good. So she's a great actress, and just based on the trailer, a lot of these have piqued my interest just based on the trailer. And the trailer for Underwater looks like a claustrophobic, well-shot, high-tension, suspenseful thriller/horror movie set deep under the ocean. So that's right up my alley. I'll be watching that for sure. Next is a movie called Greyhound. I only just found out about it today. And just based on the plot synopsis alone and the cast, I'm down. It's on my list. It's World War II era film about a captain of a ship who's being hunted down by Nazi U-boats. And the captain is Tom Hanks. Done, on my list, simple as that. Alright, then 1917. I know this is technically a 2019 film, but in Australia it won't be coming out until January. So unfortunately I've got to wait. But based on the trailers, based on some of the reviews I've seen, this movie looks absolutely incredible. With the appearance of being a single shot. I don't think it actually is a single shot, but it appears to be a single shot, and the cinematography looks spectacular, out of this world. I love a really good war movie, and if it's well done, I'm definitely going to be there for that one. Next is one I only just saw the trailer for about a week ago. It's called Antlers. This is from Guillermo del Toro, the Mexican director, and he does have an eye for striking imagery, this guy, having done the first Hellboy and that. I'm not a fan of any of his movies, but they all looked good. I'll give him that, all right? And Antlers looks fantastic. Just based on the trailer, it looks like a tight, tense, beautifully, gorgeously shot thriller in a really great location. Looks like it's the Pacific Northwest of America, where it's very foggy, rainy, and a lot of pine forests, very mountainous, and makes for a fantastic horror setting. And I get the impression there's some kind of shape-shifting Wendigo themed action going on in this movie. And if it's done well, it could be really damn good. So check out the trailer if you haven't. It's a good one. Then we've got Bad Boys for Life. Now, I'm not a big Michael Bay fan, and I'm not a big fan of the series, but just based on the trailer, all right, it's earned itself a ticket purchase from me. All right, it looks hilarious. It looks well shot. That's one thing I'll give Michael Bay. His movies look good. Will Smith looks like he's bringing his charisma game back. Martin Lawrence looks like he's on point for a change. I know he's been in hiatus for a long time, so it's good to see him back as well. Their banter looks as good as it's ever been, so I'll be checking that one out too. Then we got Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, usually this would not be on my list whatsoever. Usually would have no interest in watching this movie at all, but I'm going purely to reward the studio for listening to the fans, not shitting on us, not disrespecting us when we complain that the hedgehog looked like some kind of weird blue drowned rat monstrosity. All right, instead of telling us to piss off or that we're toxic, they went back to the drawing boards, they listened, and they redesigned him to look more true to the original Sonic video game character. And for that, they've earned my respect and they've earned my ticket. I'll be going to watch that at the cinema just to say thanks. So there you go. Next, Wonder Woman 84. All right. I'm not big on the, I know I'm not big on a lot of movies, but I'm not big on the superhero genre. I'm not really big on the Marvel movies or the DC movies because I'm just not a big comic book fan. But some of the movies have been good, and I did enjoy the first Wonder Woman movie, especially with the World War One setting and with Chris Pine as the male lead in the movie. Steve Trevor, I think his name was. Yeah, he was great in that, and the cast was pretty damn good. And Gal Gadot or Gadot, I can't remember the exact pronunciation, but she's one hell of a screen presence, not just for her beauty, but she's actually a pretty good actress, and she's very endearing, very warm-hearted sort of vibes she gives off. Like she draws you in and makes you really like her, unlike some other, top female protagonists going around nowadays. Gal Gadot nails it as Wonder Woman, and so, and this one's set in 1984. Now, I did, shit on the trailer a little bit in my trailer review, not so much on the actual trailer itself, just I was wondering if it was going to have any kind of identity politics in it. I don't know, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Probably be able to tell more so when there's more trailers coming out and press releases and stuff. Hopefully not, but if it stays as it is, just looking like a fun, action-packed 80s romp time travel thing, then I'm down with it. The humor looked on point, especially with Chris Pine being a fish out of water because he's from the 40s and he's gone to the 80s. So, yeah, if the movie is just, a straight up entertainer and doesn't try to be too preachy or anything like that, then yeah, I'll be there to watch that, and I'm looking forward to it too. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, this is a must-see for me. I'm a fan of the original Ghostbusters and of 1 and 2, and the fact that they're bringing the original cast back. They're saying piss off to the 2016 one. They're saying you never existed, because I refused to watch that damn movie. It was so disrespectful to the original series. And then again, when people didn't like it, what did the director do? What did the actresses do in the studios? They shit on the fans and just told the fans are all sexists and racists and all that phobic and all this bullshit. And that equaled a lot of people not going to watch it, me included. But this one seems to actually respect the source material and actually respect the fans and try to please the fans. And based on the first trailer, it showed pretty much nothing in line with the original. It showed a few callbacks, the outfits, the car. The car was a nice callback. Seeing the Ecto-1, that was nice. And yes, it does have a lot of Stranger Things vibes to it, but you know what? I'm giving it a go because the director, not just is he the son of the original, so he's not going to shit on his dad's bloody, movie, but it's got the original cast in it. And the director's not talking shit to the fans. So, based on that alone, I'm going to give it a go. All right, Top Gun Maverick. Now, this is one of my highlights of the year that I'm looking forward to most. Based on the 2 trailers that have released, the teaser and the full trailer that came out the other day, looks absolutely incredible, looks amazing. Tom Cruise with his A game. Now, I'm new to the Top Gun fandom, I guess, because I only just watched it for the first time recently. I've never seen it before. So, and I'm a fan of it now. And can't wait to see this in the cinemas. Just cannot wait. It looks fantastic. The special effects, the cinematography, the practical stunts. A lot of it looks practical. I'm sure there's some CGI mixed in there to make it a bit more dramatic. But, man, it looks like one hell of a ride. Can't wait to see it on the big screen. Looks like they really deliver for the fans. And, yeah, I'm going to be there. Absolutely. Far out. It looks so damn good. What else? Tenet. I don't usually go watch Christopher Nolan films. I'm not a huge fan of his. Unless the premise really, pulls me in. And the premise of this one pulls me in. Bloody time travel done in a different, unique, sort of original way that is portrayed in the trailer. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Okay. Shot beautifully. Great cast. I'm down with it. Check out the trailer if you haven't. It's real, like a, man. Yeah, it looks like, it looks very unique and absolutely well shot. So I've got to give it a go just based on that alone. All right, Jungle Cruise. Wouldn't think I'd be putting a Disney movie on here, seeing as I've been shitting all over Disney lately, but I love The Rock. He's always a great presence on screen. He's always entertaining, always can command a movie and, lift a movie that's mediocre and make it, just, a little bit above and keep it entertaining. So just based on that, Emily Blunt's in it. I don't mind her; she's all right. But for The Rock alone and the setting in Africa on a riverboat, it feels like, you know, an updated version of The African Queen. I'm not saying it's ever going to be as good as that movie, but hey, it looks like it could be fun. So yeah, that's on my list, and I'll be checking that out. Might take the kids to it too if it's not too dark or violent or anything like that, and hopefully it's a good time. Bill and Ted Face the Music. This is it. I'm purely seeing this for Keanu and the fact that it's a sequel to an 80s movie. Now, I have sort of seen the Bill and Ted movies. They've been on in the background when I was a kid, but I never paid attention to them, so I'm going to have to, you know, get myself up to speed. But they always look like fun, zany sort of 80s, you know, buddy comedy. So I always enjoy that. I always enjoy Keanu. Alex Winters is a funny guy too. So yeah, I'll be watching that as well. The King's Man. I'm not hugely enthused about this because the first two Kingsman movie were interesting, well shot, beautifully shot actually, I must say. The action was brilliantly choreographed, but I'm not a huge fan of them. You know, I don't go out of my way to watch them again and again. I don't own them on DVD or anything like that. They were well done action movies for their time. This one's set in World War One. I'll watch it purely for that because of the time period is very interesting to me, and it looks like, again, super well shot and a good cast. So that's enough to make my list for now. Unless something else comes along that's better, that I haven't heard of yet, that could take it off the list. So for now, it's there. All right, The Witches. This one I'm excited about. I don't know too much about it, and I actually completely forgot that it was even being made until just recently when I reheard about it. And the fact that Zemeckis is doing it, Robert Zemeckis. Now, good old Bobby Zemeckis, he's one hell of a filmmaker. He's got fucking some amazing movies under his belt, right? And, you know, Forrest Gump, the Back to the Future series, Castaway, the guy's not a slouch, right? So if anyone can handle The Witches, man, he could do it. He could do it because I love the original. The original scared the absolute shit out of me as a kid, especially when that Grand High Witch took her mask off, Angelica Houston. Man, she nailed that role. Oof. And unbelievable makeup that they used on that Grand High Witch in the original from the 90s. And yeah, the book scared the shit out of me as a kid, and the movie scared the shit out of me as a kid. All right, and so that's why I'm hesitant. I might go watch this one by myself because I don't want to scare the shit out of my own kids because they're probably going to, you know, similar age, my oldest, to, you know, where I was when it came out. So I don't want to, you know, terrify him permanently and scar his, you know, his little child's psyche. Like, you know, mine was just imprinted with that Grand High Witch. I could not get that out of my head when I was a kid. Nightmares and, oh, terrible stuff. But I'm excited for this because even though I was scared shitless, I still love the movie and it stayed with me. And if, they got Anne Hathaway playing the Grand High Witch in this one. Interesting choice because she does have the beauty just like Angelica Houston did. I want to see what they do with the Grand High Witch's face, whether it's going to be, you know, latex rubber or CGI. Hopefully they don't just CGI it, although CGI is starting to get good. So to the point where it can match practical effects. So we'll see. But I am excited for that because I love the Roald Dahl book. Godzilla versus Kong. This one I'm excited for, although it is worrying to hear that they keep pushing it back and they probably got to do reshoots, but it's happened to other movies before and they've been saved in the editing process and turned out to be great movies. So hopefully this follows suit because I didn't like the first Godzilla from 2014, sorry. Unpopular opinion, I like the 98 one. Check it out, I have a review saying why I love the 98 Godzilla. But the 2014 Godzilla, not a fan. Well shot, great cast, but just fucking disappointing, and you hardly ever saw Godzilla himself. So it was a giant Godzilla tease, that whole movie. But I loved Kong Skull Island. That was great. I really enjoyed Godzilla King of the Monsters as well. Great cast, well shot. We got to see a ton of Godzilla, which is what we bloody going to a Godzilla movie to see. All right, that was an epic movie, and it was just well done all around. It was highly entertaining in all regards. The action was great. All of it was great. So this will be the third in a trilogy of what I hope is great movies, starting with Kong Skull Island, because I just discarded the 2014 Godzilla. So hopefully this is good. The great cast from King of the Monsters is returning. I think there might be some cast from Kong Skull Island who might be returning, or some characters. So, hopefully, that should be good too. I'm looking forward to that one. Alright, Uncharted, the Drake movie. Now, my son loves the Drake game, and we'll see if the movie can live up to the game. Probably not, because the game is really cinematic and really great, well shot, and looks stunning with the set pieces and the action. But hopefully they can do that with the movie. They've got Tom Holland playing him. I feel he's too young to play Drake. Drake's supposed to be like a 35 to 40-year-old guy adventuring. Tom Holland's like 25. He's too young, but unless this is going to be like an origin story to start a whole franchise where it's young Drake moving into movies where he's older later on. So maybe, this could start a successful franchise. Tom Holland could play him well into his 30s, or maybe even up to the age of 40. I don't know. Hopefully it's a start of something good. That's all I'm saying. But it's on my list for sure, because the backstory and the character from the game is very compelling. And, all right, The Many Saints of Newark. Now, this is a Sopranos prequel. So anything Sopranos, I'm down for. Love the original series. And I don't know how it works chronologically. They've got Gandolfini's son, Michael Gandolfini, I think that's his name, playing the young Tony Soprano. But age-wise, supposed to be set in the 60s. Like, Tony wasn't really that old in the 90s, only like in his late 30s. So I don't see how that's going to work, because Michael Gandolfini's in his 20s, I think, or late teens maybe. So I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm down with it because it's Sopranos. Simple as that. David Chase is, I think, writing it as well and directing it. I'm down. I want to see a young Corrado Soprano. I want to see it all. I want to see Chris Moltisanti's dad. I think his character's going to be in it. So yes, absolutely. I'm down with that. Also, Coming to America #2. This is also one of my top ones I'm looking forward to. Hot damn. I can't believe they made another one of these. Fuck, after like 34 years, I think it's going to be. I love Eddie Murphy, loved his movies in the 80s, loved his stand-up, loved most of the stuff he's done, even up into the 90s, the Nutty Professor movies and all that. So he's a great comedian, great comedic talent, just hasn't had any good material to work with for a while. And loved his brother, Charlie Murphy, rest in peace. He was a great comedian too, very, very funny man. And so it's good to see Eddie Murphy coming back and making a comeback, because he's got that Dolomite movie I haven't seen yet, but it's on my list to watch. But Coming to America 2, very excited. I heard he's playing like 6 characters in it again. Hopefully it's not CGI and it's all latex, so he can really sink his teeth into the characters. So that should be good. I think Arsenio Hall's coming back too. He's a great talent as well. So hell yeah, Coming to America 2 is going to be great, I hope. And then last but not least, Dune. Now, Dune has the potential to be the most epic movie of probably this century, if it's done right. Now, Denis Villeneuve, however you say his fucking name, right? He's a talented director. Sicario was brilliant. Blade Runner 2049 looked brilliant. I didn't really like the movie. I didn't care for the pacing or the characters much, but it looked fantastic. He's got a very great eye for visuals, and I'm sure he's got one hell of a cinematographer working with him. So, and the cast is outstanding, out of this world. Momoa, Josh Brolin, that Timothée Chalamet guy is a good actor too, and a whole bunch of other people. I think Rebecca Ferguson's in it. So hell yeah, man. Stellan Skarsgård as Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. So the movie's got potential with the cast, with the setting in the desert. They're filming it in Jordan, and they've got they've got a good cinematographer from what I hear. So it's going to look spectacular. The special effects nowadays are spectacular, so they can make it look really real and epic and just out of this world, grandiose and glorious. So I hope he doesn't get lost in the visuals, and that the narrative and the script suffer. Hopefully not. Hopefully it all comes together perfectly. That perfect mix. You get a once in a generation you'll get a movie that just comes along and is a masterpiece. And hopefully this could be the one for this generation. I hope so. But, don't want to get my hopes up too high, because then, they get disappointed, and that sucks. But anyway, let's wait and see how it looks when production stills come out, and some, actual trailers and things like that, and some buzz about the movie. So it's a whole year away still. But yeah, I'm buzzed for that. That's the #1 anticipated movie for next year. If it's done right, it could be fucking spectacular. So, all right, folks, I'll leave it there. That's my 20 movies that I'm most looking forward to next year, 2020. and check out the trailers for all of them. Read about them if you haven't heard about them. Tell me in the comments Tell me in the comments any other movies that are worth checking out and putting on my list potentially. I'll leave it there. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you later. See ya.